Well, hello. I think that I've managed it. I haven't been here for a while and I haven't done any YouTube lives for a while. So, my name's Vonn Teoh Bource from Connect to Soul and the Ascension Wisdom from the Council of 12. Wow. So, most of you know me from my daily Facebook posts and other endeavors that I've been on for the last 37 years. And recently my guidance said it's time to go back on screen, so here I am. And why is that so? Well, the reason for it, I think, is that things are speeding up and the information that's coming through is really increasing. So for 37 years now, I have been preparing humanity in varying ways for this thing called the Ascension. And you know what was so exciting for me at this stage that I'm still here to actually see it occur. Do you know what that's like? When I first started this work, it was all about 2012. Oh, yes, prepare people. So this was 1987 when I was first shaken awake. And and once I'd agreed, because I did have an option to say no to do this work, and I committed to it. Wow, it was on. And I was given all this information about what was to occur if we could get humanity to a thing called critical mass in a higher state of consciousness than it was trapped in. And so that was all foreign to me at the time. However, it was fascinating. I have insatiable curiosity. So when I've got a topic that interests me, it's like, okay, I want to learn more. So I went on that journey, and it was all about 2012. That was the date. And I thought, oh, something big was going to happen in 2012. And those of us who have been on this journey, most of us were in that position where we work towards 2012. Well, 2012 came, and, on the 12th of December 2012 at 11:11, I was instructed to anchor a crystal somewhere in a very important place in Bali. And that's what I did. And then I thought, okay, I've done that. Now what? So, of course, most of us realized that was not the big moment. That was just an opening of a portal of the beginning of consciousness. And what really was the situation about preparing for 2012 that I'm now being, given by the council, that between the time that I started this consciously, this journey, and 2012, there was a window that we had to bring the collective consciousness of humanity up to a level of frequency or of a level of consciousness, which is awareness, that would allow us to step into the timeline that we're now on. Had we not got to that critical mass by 2012, we would now be on a different timeline. However, I'm very much about what is and not what could have been or what was or what may be. So here we are, and look, how exciting is it? I just, for me, I already live in a new state of consciousness most of the time. And hey, that doesn't mean that I'm not aware of what's going on in the world. I'm aware of it. But I've also got to a stage where I know that I have the opportunity, the possibility, and the I don't like the word power. It's been so abused. But the knowing that the world that I choose to live in is up to me. It's not up to somebody else. Nobody else is going to give me the world I choose. I choose it. So I came today and, I actually thought I was going to do this yesterday, and I started off and it just wasn't right. So it didn't go. But this morning I really had to step aside and ask the council to to come forward and to relate to people what is so important in this moment. And I have been working with people to bring them to an awareness of self-sovereignty, self-empowerment, self-knowing. It's all about know thyself, love thyself, and be thyself. So the question that I'm putting to everyone at the moment is this word ascension. Everybody loves it now. I like a word that's flavor of the month. And so we listen to everybody talking about ascension. And everybody talks about what is going to happen outside. Outside, not what is going on within us. And do we have any say in anything? And is anything really going to change for us personally? Because at the end of the day, that is where we're going to feel it. That's where we're going to experience it. So I feel much more interested in what does this word ascension mean to us personally? And have we got any choice in the matter? Well, free will is the big thing. But unfortunately, free will has stood in our way. Because if you look back, we have been at war. In the low vibrations, we have been at war. No, I'm not talking about all the wars. I went through 2 wars as a child. Before I was 12, that's the only way I thought the world worked. But what about the internal wars? We have these internal wars between the heart and the head. Well, all my work is about going from the head to the heart to the soul. Most people stop in the heart, but no, we need to go to the soul. Okay, soul is the admiral of the fleet. The heart's the captain of this ship, and the head can be first mate if it behaves itself. So think about that. Have you lived that way, or have you lived the head, the admiral of your ship, and the captain, and everything else? And that's how we've been programmed. So the works that I'm passionate about is to really get people to see who they truly are when the admiral is in charge of the fleet and when the heart is the captain and the mind, which is a magnificent tool, follows orders. Interesting, isn't it? For me, that is a type of ascension. We have gone, into this situation. When I talk about war within ourselves, it's always inside of us. Self-doubt, fear, all these things that have all these stories in our heads that contradict that which we desire. I would love to do X, Y, yes, but you don't have enough money. I would love, oh, but you don't deserve it. Oh, I'd love to do that. Oh, but, I don't think you can. You're not really equipped. You're not good enough. How many people are suffering from the not good enough? And when you think about that, these are internal wars that have been going on within us forever. And we need to grow out of that. We need to grow up. And up is the ascension. And that ascension is about coming home to the knowingness of who you truly are. We are, everything is in existence. And everything comes from the one source. The one source. And you can call that whatever you like, because humanity has to have a label on everything. But, it can be anything. I like to call it, well, it's funny. Somewhere along my journey, I was introduced to some Pleiadian walk-ins, and they gave me quite a bit of training. And I loved their term for the source of all things. They called it first cause. And I think when you think about that, it is this quantum field of all possibilities, all opportunities, Everything that you can possibly think of, dream of, is in existence in a specific frequency. Otherwise, you couldn't think of it, or couldn't wish for it, or dream of it. So when you have a real inner standing of that, then the realization of, hang on a minute, if I have a dream, it already exists. So it usually stays out of our field of frequency, not of your field of possibility. Please get that very much into your heart. And this is really straight from counsel. And if you have not worked with me, I consciously channel counsel of 12. They are an Arcturian, they come from the Arcturian constellation of the 11th dimension and beyond, and have been guiding me and speaking through me for the last 37 years. So this is what they've got to say. When you have this war within you, you are diminishing yourself and separating yourself from the all that is. So all these words that are coming to us at the moment, like unity consciousness, and what does that mean? It is the understanding that we are all connected to the source of our creation. And when we allow that energy to show us the way, when we learn how to harness that energy, it's so fascinating to me that people, a lot of people are talking about free energy, right? All free energy is coming. Well, I have access to free energy for me, not necessarily to turn on the lights, but to turn on the light within me. So I have access to any energy that I require. However, I need to have a clear channel, I suppose, of vibration. I need to bring this human vessel to a level of vibration where my dreams live, where my joy lives, where where the love lives. Because one thing that I know to be true for me as Vonn is that I was incarnated into war from the perspective of my essence is peace, pure peace. And so I was really, really incarnated in the complete contrast. I saw humans doing things that, no child really ought to be aware of. And it made me terrified of the human world. But today I see nothing but love. And because I know one of the things that we have forgotten and that we now have to reconnect with and really bring back into us is this beautiful thing called humanity. Humans in their true essence, without the influences of all the external controllers such as governments, religions, education, so-called healthcare, whose health, it's all of these things telling you that you are not capable of looking after your own life. You need someone else to tell you what to think, what to believe, where to go, how to go, what to know. That biggie. Okay, that's the programmable bit. And that is how we have been contained in this tiny little aspect of ourselves. So Ascension is to break free from that and to really come home to knowing who you are as a true spark aspect creation of the all that is. And when you learn to have what I call the red phone, where you can say, this is what I'd like. And then that if you really would like to connect with that, you have to become the vibration of that. And yes, I don't have today to show you how to do all of that. But if you go to my channel and if you like what I have been writing about and what I talk about, please, the usual thing, subscribe, click the bell, and please share, because I intend to do much more here on screen. I'm also going to invite some wonderful, wonderful people to share the screen with. And they do tell me that we will have some Zooms going in the not too distant future. And as I have signed up to follow Spirit without hesitation, that is what obviously is going to happen. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to spending more time and really getting you to remember who you are. Let go of the war within you. Because when you let go of the war within you, then, that word where we're going into the higher frequencies, where the consciousness is at a level where this polarization and this division and separation disappears. Because then you will know you cannot harm another without harming self. You will know that thing about what goes around comes around is actually true in one form or another. So why not send out really wonderful things so they can have wonderful things coming around? That's how I feel. I've tried the other things, didn't like them. So for me, this is the journey. And for those of you who have been working with me for a long, long time, you know that my other passion is to create a New Earth community, which has somehow formed itself around me. And we are just growing. I find every week more people are coming in and finding their tribe. And so this is why I'm on screen, because if you haven't been able to join me personally down here on the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria, Australia, then, hey, join me here. And I love comments. It's your beautiful comments on my daily writing that encourages me to keep doing what I'm doing. So please, please comment and look for me in the future. I shall be letting you know a little bit more ahead of time. Probably, if I can, I would like to do it on a regular basis, but that depends on the council, because they have on the spur of the moment, they go, this is what you need to say. So what does it mean to ascend within you? It is to peel off all the things that are making you feel small, all the things that you've been told that you couldn't do or shouldn't do. Let them go. No need to do a lot of hard working. Just make a decision and say, you know what? That doesn't serve me. That doesn't serve me. Is this way of my life good enough? Is this how I'm being treated at the moment? Is that good enough for me? Is that allowing the expansion of that inner calling that constantly wants to set me free? Well, nobody else can set you free but you. So stick around and let's ascend together. I love you so much. We are amazing. What humanity and the collective is, what we are doing together. And I know you might think that we're still in the minority, but it doesn't take a lot. In comparison to the few people that actually knew anything about what we were talking about in 1987 and today, we've had a tsunami. So you just keep doing what you're doing. Keep loving yourself. Keep loving humanity. And we're doing it. It's a wonderful time to be alive. So I'll see you very soon. Remember, subscribe, hit the bell, and share, please. Bye-bye. See you next time. Bye.